How we doing after the weekend? Been there. Got pulled over. Added to the drama. There you go. At least you weren't driving. I've been on the driver's side of it before. I've had my run-ins with the law. But grateful to be here. These guys, these coaches, you're blessed to be here with a good coaching crew. They've all won. We won a conference championship when he was playing here. You guys probably know that. 20-win seasons. He's won in a lot of different places. You guys have all won at a lot of different places. So winning is in the blood. Okay, winning is in the blood. Sometimes it can get a little hard, like what y'all faced this weekend. So I'm here to talk about some of my experiences. Hopefully I can pour into you guys about how even today I'm out of sports. Stay around the sports in a lot of different ways, which I'll touch on. But hopefully I can add some value into how you guys attack each and every day. Because it's a long journey. It's a long journey. And there's a lot of this season left. And there's a lot of you guys that got a lot of career left. But nothing about doing some research on you guys. I've talked to different colleges. I was at Virginia Tech a couple weeks ago. I've been talked to Tennessee, Wake Forest. There's not many teams on the baseball side that come back with the firepower that you guys got back on hitting. Pitching rotation, which you guys got back. Some of the young guys, some of the new guys, y'all got the weapons. Okay, the reality is most teams got the weapons though. Okay, this game, whether it's basketball, whether it's business that I'm in, anything you do, so much about it is what it is up here and how you attack each and every day up here, not just with what you're doing in the cages. Okay, so a little bit about me. So I've sat in these chairs. I played college basketball for Bruce Pearl. He then hired me. I coached at Tennessee for 7 years. Got fired. For those of you guys, y'all guys are too young. We got fired. Had some illegal recruiting is what it was said back in the day. I was married. I still am married. But married, had a brand new one. My wife didn't work. Had nothing. Got fired. Had to start all over. Then I got out of coaching 2 years after that. After coaching with Council Martin, he retained me. I went back to Tennessee. I coached with him for 2 years. He retained me. After 2 years, I left coaching. Now I had 2 daughters. Didn't have a job. Didn't know what I was going to do. So I started back at day one again. I had very little money in the bank and started back over. Okay. The reason I say I've been in your shoes and I've sat in these chairs is because every day you guys got choices. Okay, it goes back to choices. Some of you all are going to tune me out. Cool. I ain't here for you. Okay? Some of y'all are going to choose to listen for the next 20 minutes. And hopefully you can take some things that can impact you to make a difference not only in your life in baseball, but off the field as well. Okay? So if you're locked in and you want to grow a little bit today, okay, that's who I'm here for today. All right? So when you look at how to become successful, okay, how to become successful, I'm around some of the elite of the elite, okay? These days I run a wealth management practice. I have 2 different firms. We're blessed, 2 multi-million-dollar businesses that are both really successful, okay? I spend a lot of time with elite business owners, elite professional athletes, and coaches on the wealth management side, okay? In those conversations, I get to learn about what makes people tick, what makes people successful versus those that aren't as successful, okay? I can tell you the ones that are successful, they operate not off of emotion. They strike out, they're not overly emotional. They're emotion for 5 seconds, but they got a quick trigger to get back to a standard of excellence. They don't high and low it, man. They don't high and low. They don't go out 3 for 3 and then be like, you know what? I don't need to get some extra cuts in the cage. I don't need some extra swings. I'm good. They don't get seduced by success. They don't have a really good season when you're picked 5th last year and you finish 2nd. They don't get seduced by that. They don't strike out. You get it. They've got a standard that every day they're going to live up to. Every day. It don't matter. Win or lose, it don't matter. So you ask yourself, what is your standard? What is the standard of the program? Are you showing up every day to be your best? Have you spent your time figuring out, all right, what do I got to do to be good. I'm not playing right now. I'm not playing, so I'm not one of the best guys. But what do I got to do every day? How do I got to attack every day to get to where I want to be? Okay? And it's aggressive patience. Aggressive patience. What that means is you got to be patient for the outcomes to happen. Struggling hitting the curveball. You ain't going to show up the next game and all of a sudden just start hitting it. But if you're aggressive in your attack and your disciplines every day on how you show up, but you're patient with the outcome, it's going to happen. I've seen it. I've been there. Okay? I started from nothing in the financial planning space. I had one day, I had $4 in my gas tank, or $4 in my bank account, going on E. Wasn't going to get paid till noon. Married, 2 kids, 1 kid on the way. $4 in my gas tank. Okay? But so I had to wait till the money came in because I had to feed my family the next day. Paid gas because I'm on E, paid the $4, so I'm at 0. Okay? Was it scary? Yeah. Is hard work scary? Is it hard? Is it uncomfortable? Yeah. But I know that if I keep attacking every day, the outcomes are going to take care of itself. The outcomes will take care of itself. Okay? But you got to be willing to get uncomfortable. Okay? You got to be willing to be uncomfortable. Aggressive discomfort. Aggressive discomfort. Not, whoa, look, this guy over here, he don't stay after. I'm staying after 10 minutes. So I'm good. That comparison stuff, it's a lie to you. It's a lie to you. You're not competing against other guys in this room. You're not competing against guys in this conference. You're competing against the best of the best. My dad told me growing up all the time. Didn't tell me he loved me one time. I don't know if y'all have parents like that. My mom did, like every day. But my dad never said it. Never said I love you one time. Great man. I wouldn't be who I am without my dad. But what my dad told me is if I wasn't working, someone else is. He didn't say someone else is working just in this room. I grew up 30 minutes outside Chicago. Okay? You see me, I'm a 6'2" white dude. Okay? Slow as molasses. All right? I got inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame in the state of Illinois in 2022. Okay? It wasn't because of my athleticism. It wasn't because of my skill. It's because I just worked my tail off every day to be the best that I could. Every day. Okay? Most of y'all, all of y'all, you wouldn't be here if you'd had a successful high school career. Okay? The reality is some of y'all got to get out of our head. Success does not care about your past. What you do today, yesterday don't matter. It's your preparation every day. How do you attack the weight room? How do you attack your nutrition? How do you attack your sleep? Everything correlates. Everything. If you have a gap in something, it's going to bleed into something else. If you got a gap in who you're hanging out with, I've been there. Okay, I've been there. In high school, I talked about every day. Worked my tail off. Okay? My buddies would make fun of me. They wanted to go to spring break. They went to spring break. I didn't go to spring break. I played ball. I didn't stay out late. It came 9 o'clock. I'm home. Okay? They stayed out, did whatever. I went home. Yeah, they caused some grief. Okay? I got to college. I was chasing females and alcohol. I'd never seen it before. Never been around it. My disciplines got away from me. Okay? All of a sudden, my college career went down the tubes to what it could have been. I thought that my success of the past, it warranted me success in college. That's not how it works. Not how it works. You got to keep grinding. And it don't mean it's going to happen right away. Aggressive patience. Eventually it will. Eventually it will. Okay? So, how many guys are playing well? You don't have any hands. But how many guys are playing really well right now? How many guys aren't playing so well? Okay? That stuff, again, if you focus on what you can control, that's all you need to be focused on. I'm not even focused on the outcome. Okay? I'm not even focused on the outcome. Why don't people, I looked something up. I want to share this with y'all. I looked it up on your, so, do y'all know, it's a bad question, y'all don't know because you didn't do the math. Okay, if someone gets in the cages 100 times, 1 time a week, okay, in a 4-year period, that's 20,800 extra swings. 1 time a week, they get in the cage, you get 100 cuts. Okay? They do it 2 times a week for 52 weeks for 4 years. That's 62,400. Okay? If they do it every day, that's 145,600. Okay? Just 100 cuts. I mean, how much time would it take you to get 100 swings in the cage? How much time?
25 minutes.
25 minutes. Yep. So, look at the difference of that though, man. The difference between 20,000 and 145,000. Like, and it's little things that add up. The little things that add up. But what makes hard work hard? The leading guy last year with the bats had 163 at bats in this room. That's 0.1% of your at bats showed up in just 100 swings. 100 swings a day, every day. Only 0.1% show up on the field. Right? So, in order to be great, you have to be unique. You have to be different. You have to set yourself apart. You can't do what everyone else is doing. Back to the millionaires and the elite people that I'm around, when they hear work, they kind of smile at the discomfort that it's going to come. They kind of smile at how hard it's going to be. When the average people and most people that you spend time with, not in this room, but out there on campus, most people are average to below average. Most of them. When they hear work, they hear the challenge of it. They hear like, oh man, I ain't trying to work. I'm trying to cut a corner. If people spend as much time in trying to just do the standard of excellence, getting the swings, if they spend as much time doing that as they do complaining and trying to cut corners, even if they're playing, even if you only did 50 swings in the cage instead of 100, even if you only did 50, a mediocre plan is better than cutting corners if you stick to the mediocre plan. You don't even have to have a great plan. It's never been easier to separate yourself from other people. Most people are average. I'm around it every day. I see it. Some of these guys that are making millions of dollars, I'm like, what? They're not that smart. They're not that talented. But they do the unnecessary, mundane things every day. And they stack it. And they're aggressive. And they're patient. And it eventually happens. So, 0.1% of that extra work, you gotta be a little bit different. And you gotta be okay with being different. You can't be like everybody else on campus. You can't be like your buddy who you play ball with that decided not to go to college and rather be drinking and hanging out on the weekend. You just can't. I should say, you can. You can, but then you are a fool if you expect a certain result, but you're unwilling to put in the work that result requires. You're a fool if you expect the result that your work is not equal to. Okay? So the reason why most people aren't putting in the work is my question to them is, do they really want it? And I think they want it, but they don't want the discomfort. They're not willing to get uncomfortable. Okay, you gotta ask, are you willing to get uncomfortable? Day in and day out. Okay? One thing that helps me, and look, I've got a checklist of things that I gotta do every day. Okay, every day it's my checklist of things I gotta do. I can tell you too, I got it by heart because I've been doing it for a year. Some days I miss it, but 99% of the days I hit it. Okay, but when you're going after what you're trying to get after, When you face discomfort, you need to smile and keep going. The reason you need to smile is because most of the competition, when it gets hard, they quit. And you get one more step, and then you're going. And it gets hard again. You smile, because most of the competition's quitting. You go again, you lose 3 in a row. Most of the teams start having turmoil. They start pointing fingers. They don't go work. They start doing the things that end up leading to a negative season. You smile because you stay together. You get in the cage more. You get in the weight room. You clean things up, and you keep getting better. Hurley at UConn, Coach Hurley at UConn. They lost 5 games in a row last year. 5 games in a row. They went out and won the national championship. Okay? It happens to the best teams. But the best teams rally together. The best team have a standard of excellence like these coaching staff has done their entire career. And you keep rising up to it. Okay? Last couple things. All right. So I really think when you hear stuff, the most successful people instantly take action. The most successful people, your coaches tell you something, it's not, you know what, I'll try that tomorrow. I'll get back at it. The most successful people, they hear something and they try to implement it. They don't implement it perfectly. It's hard, it's uncomfortable, but they try to implement it and they try to go again. So when I share stuff, I want to share things that hopefully that you can implement. Okay? So, why are you playing ball? What's your reason? Whatever it is. How often do you remind yourself of what your reason in playing ball is? I don't care what it is. Some people, it's, I want to make it to the big leagues. Some people, it's, you know what, this guy, I got one of these guys. When I was playing, this guy told me that I wasn't ever going to be any good. And I'm going to prove his ass wrong every day. I still have that. People told me when I left coaching to get in the financial world, they said, I had half the people that said, Mark, don't do it. I had half the people that said, Mark, you should do it. The people that said I should do it said, Mark, well, you're good with talking with people. People can like you or respect you. You can make a lot of money. Okay, you can create a lot of freedom with your time and your schedule. The people that said I shouldn't do it, what it boiled down to is it was just hard. So if being a successful baseball player, being successful in the classroom is going to lead you to what you want, and all it is hard, why wouldn't you go after it? Are you soft? Ain't soft. Go get it. And anybody can do it. Anybody. That's what Dalton Connect 2 weeks ago. He started at JUCO. He's having a pretty good year. He's having a pretty good, be drafted first round. Okay? But even if it's not drafted, even if you don't go to play ball, okay, there's multiple millionaire business owners that end up having great success. There's multiple high school coaches that have an incredible impact. There's dads all across, incredible impact. But what they do is they attack every day trying to be as great as they possibly can. Okay? So what's your purpose? Why are you doing what you do? Think about it every day. Put it somewhere. If it's your parent that you're trying, if it's your grandparent, if it's someone that talk crap about you, whatever it is, put it somewhere so you see it every day. Okay? What are you trying to achieve and what's the game plan to get there? Okay, my business coach, Ben Newman. Okay, Ben Newman just voted by USA Today as the number 4 performance coach in the country. He did work with Saban until he retired. He worked with Saban, Alabama football team, works with Michigan State, works with Kansas State, works with Philadelphia Eagles, the Chargers, so on and so forth. Okay, he calls it his prize fighter day. Okay, so if here's what you're trying to achieve, okay, trying to become a better hitter, let's say. Okay, what do you got to do every day to be able to become a better hitter? And attack it every day. What do you got to do to get better in the classroom? Is it study a certain amount of hours? Is it read a certain amount of pages? Is it get tutor? Whatever you need to do. Attack it every day. Okay? Ben calls that his prize fighter day. The other thing I think people go wrong is they start with trying to do everything right at once. Okay? Where it's like, man, I've not lifted a weight in 6 months. Tore my shoulder up, and so I've not lifted a weight in 6 months. And you just go out there and start benching 275. You're gonna tear it up again, right? Ain't gonna be good for you. So sometimes if you're starting something, if something resonated with you today, it's like, man, you know what? I need to really start aggressively, patiently, aggressively attacking something today. Start small and get better every day. Start small. If you're not spending any time in the cage, you're not throwing it all, you're not in the weight room the way that you should, you're not doing it all. Start with 1 day and build up to 2 next week. Then go to 3. If you're not getting the cage, start, man, I'm gonna go in there. If it takes me 20 minutes to get 100 cuts in, I'm gonna go get 50. Start small and keep building off of it. Okay? My last thing for you all is there have been hundreds and thousands of times where you've been successful. How many hits you've got, how many guys you've struck out, how many balls you've caught, how many tests you've passed. Hundreds and thousands of times you've been successful. Our mind is wired to go to the negative. Okay? You need to remind yourself and build confidence off of what you've done in the past and allow that to fuel your confidence the next day, the next at bat, the next time. Because you've done it. Proof. It's proof. You've done it. You're going to do it again. Okay? So remind yourself, let your past be a confidence builder to your future. Okay? Let your past be a confidence builder to your future because you've achieved a ton already. Okay? My last piece of this. Okay? I go back to a lot of times. I'm going to read this, what I wrote down. Stop complaining about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in. The only way to become successful over time, the most successful people, is to be willing to do something most people aren't willing to do. Most people aren't willing to do. You got to be willing to be unlike most people. The hardest part of this life is to stand out and be different. I don't care if it's your faith, if it's in ball, if it's in school, if it's in your relationships on how you treat women. You got to stand out and be different. When you stand out and be different, you will have tremendous success. I'm not even talking about monetary success. I'm talking about the value of peace of mind. I can lay my head down at night, every night, knowing I did everything that I could to be successful today. Everything. If I don't, I lay my head down at night with regret. It ain't happening in my house. I have a choice every day when I wake up. Every day, I have a choice to be uncomfortable at work, which leads to tons of comfort for my wife and kids, which is my driving why. I do everything for them. So I have a choice to be uncomfortable at work and do the hard stuff. Right? Do the hard stuff in baseball. Put the time in. Get up early. Put the weights in. Eat the food you really don't want to eat. Do whatever you got to do. Get uncomfortable will lead to a lot of comfort in your personal life. If you stay comfortable here, show up to practice and kind of go, maybe you're one of the better players, so you can kind of coast it a little bit. You're good. Maybe you can just show up to practice and not put in the extra work. Maybe I can get it. You choose to be comfortable here, I promise you, it's going to lead to a ton of discomfort and regret later in life. I've been there. I've done it. My college, I'm in the Hall of Fame. Played with D-Wade. I went in with D-Wade and Candace Parker. They're in my Hall of Fame class. Their life looks a little bit different than mine when it comes to ball. Because I was unwilling to get uncomfortable when I was sitting in these chairs. But I was comfortable. Now I sit back and think about, man, wonder what that would have been like. And I don't want that for y'all. So aggressively be patient. Have a standard of excellence that is this program. Have a standard of excellence for who you are and what your last name represents. And have no regrets. You cannot have regrets if you wake up every day and attack it and do everything you can to be as successful as you can. When you focus on that and don't worry about the results, you'll be amazed at the results that you get. Amazed. It's an honor to be here with y'all today. I pray that y'all have a great season. If there's anything I can ever do for y'all, I'll be happy to do it. So, Coach, thanks for having me.
Thank you.